What's their reaction then?
They're in shock. I mean, this right here is a shock to the whole Lehigh family and those close to him. I'm sure they're just bringing it all in. Young 16, 17-year-old boys. That's why we're having this here today, is to bring them in and help them grieve, because this is obviously no one prepares you for something like this.
And what did you say to them?
I have not had a conversation with them yet. I plan on meeting with them as a team here after we finish up today.
What do you plan to say?
It's still coming to me. I mean, it's one of those things that you just can't write down and say, this is what I'm going to say. I'm just going to make sure that they know that I'm here for them nonstop, all the time, 24/7. And it doesn't matter what it is, they can lean on me, they can lean on Coach McNew, they can lean on the administration here, teachers here, the family here. That's one thing that's been special about being here a short time, is how close we are, like Mrs. Corey elaborated with.
Can you speak at all, Coach, to how you found out that Stef'An was a victim?
I got a phone call last night about 2 a.m. And then I called his mother. His mother answered, told me what hospital, and then I went straight to the hospital.
Coach, you mind if we ask you a few quick questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. How long did you know him for?
For about 5 years. I coached the boys basketball team here for the past 5 years. Of course, I knew Stef'An prior to that when he was in middle school as well, and watched him play a lot of travel ball.
What's this like for you?
Quite frankly, it's like losing a son. Very difficult, and which is one of the reasons we wanted to get the kids together. We thought it was very important that we come together as a family, and that was one of our mottos. Was we were family and continue to be. We have a strong family unit here at Lehigh Senior in general, but an even stronger unit within our basketball family. So we felt that it was extremely important to get everyone together so that we can work together through this. And we're also a program who's very strong at its faith. We walk by faith. When I spoke to the boys earlier, I reminded them of those two things. That we've always been a program who's walked strong in our faith, and we continue to do so, need to continue to do so, even more so than ever. We may not understand this right now, but without faith, we have nothing. I went through this 4 years ago with my husband, so I know the pain all too well. But these boys and this Lehigh family, among other friends and family, were here for me. And so I just reminded the boys that faith and our family is what's going to get us through this. It's obviously a grieving. There's going to be a long grieving process, and grief, of course, is something we get through, not necessarily something we get over. So this is a devastating day for the Lehigh family, and I think one of the most important messages to get out about Stef'An is he was just a super kid. Great basketball player, great student academically, was going to be off to bigger and better things for sure after this year. And he would never, ever put himself in a situation that he did not feel safe. And so attending something like last night, which is supposed to be a team night and something safe, that's what it was supposed to be. And again, he would not have put himself in harm's way if he thought otherwise. He just was not that type of kid. So very saddened. Again, we've lost a family member here, and we'll grieve together.
Going into a senior year?
Yes.
What sort of future did he have in the game?
He was a very talented player, one of the most talented we've seen, especially in this area, in a long time. And he was getting a lot of Division I looks. And the future was very bright for him. And I know, I just pray for his family and all of his friends. And again, together we'll get through this.
What position? Point guard
and shooting guard.
Do we know what colleges were recruiting?
Several, to include FGC locally, and I can't think of them right off the hand right now, but I can get back to you on that. Stetson, and there were several within the state very interested, and some in Georgia and so forth as well.
Do you have an exit interview with him after the season?
He and I talked personally a little bit about kind of how the season ended, which wasn't exactly how we wanted to see it end. And there was a lot more to that than we could even express, which was really frustrating. But we never parted. We remained, family. And like I told the boys, we're Lehigh boys basketball. We're family, and once family, we remain family, and that will always be the case.
Did he tell you of his aspirations, beyond his last year? I mean, what he thought he could do?
I know he just wanted to finish his year on a positive note. I know we all aspired to get to Lakeland, and then after that, figure out what he wanted to do in terms of Division I prospects.
What sort of influence was he in the locker room? I mean, it seems like he was an important part of that team.
Just as Coach Coleman said, he's an absolute gym rat. I mean, you very seldom saw Stef'An anywhere but a gym. And that's why I say I want to make sure that, we get the message out that he was a really, really good kid and wouldn't be associated with anything that he thought would put him in harm's way. But he was basically the glue to this family. And just a great kid, great positive leader for us, would get out in the elementary schools and help to be a positive influence for those kids. And so he'll be sorely missed throughout the entire year.
There were reports that he was there with his little sister. Is that true? No.
We don't have the details of that.
Was there any other Lehigh basketball player that was shot?
We don't have the details of that right now.
Was he playing travel ball this summer?
Yes.
Do you know the details? What teams, levels?
Coach Lee could probably better answer those.
Segment.
Yeah, he was playing with the Florida Future youth basketball, travel ball, and we were they were playing in Orlando this past week, and they had an early exit, and they came home on Saturday, and but he was a big part of that team and our program, and this is the darkest day in Lee County for me and his parents and his family and the kids he grew up with and his teammates in the school, and it's a sad, dark day, sad day.
I'm guessing that you had car rides with him and, time outside of the gym with him. Can you tell us a little bit about what he was outside of a basketball player?
Stef'An was just an amazing kid. He was the LeBron James of this program. He was the Steph Curry of this program. He was just a great kid. He made everybody laugh, didn't get in trouble, was soft-spoken, was very competitive, wanted to beat you. If you thought you had him, he wanted to come back. If he was hopeless, he still had hope. He was just that type of kid, and I grew up with his parents. And then we were fortunate enough our kids grew up together. We played 8 years of travel ball with my youngest son and 2 years of basketball with my oldest son. And so he's kind of like a son to me and my family. So he's going to be truly missed, and you just don't replace a human being like Stef'An.
And how are your boys handling it, just on a personal level?
My boys they're tough kids, but they don't cry much. And they cry, and when my kids cry, I cry. And it's heart-wrenching to watch them grieve. And I try to teach them, guilty people die tragically, and we live in an evil, wicked world. And unfortunately, innocent people die tragically all the time. But when it hits home, like now, you just got to find a way. And like Coach talked about, our faith and our family, we just got to be strong for their immediate family. And when we're not strong or we're weak, allow God to be strong for us so we can be strong for them.
Can you tell us how his family is doing today?
His family, like all of us, were in shock, but they're maintaining. it'll be a process, and it won't happen overnight. But they're maintaining right now.
Seeing how Fort Myers has changed in all the years you lived here, and an athlete last year from Cypress Lake was also killed. Before that, a Fort Myers kid was killed. I mean, how do you go about maybe changing what's happening or having discussions with your children about avoiding these things, or just changing what Fort Myers is becoming in some ways?
Well, there's so many different answers to that, but I have a philosophy is the solution to crime is not the electric chair, but the high chair. I think if you can get your kids at a young age while they're in the high chair and train them up the right way, the best that you can. No one's perfect, but just training them up and teaching them how to love people, no matter race, creed, or color, and just being in their lives as fathers, as parents, as mentors, as models. And if there's a broken relationship, maybe you've blown it with your kid, get it with your grandkid or make it right. It's never too late to start doing what's right. So I just think just loving, spreading love, and I know it's a cliche, put the guns down, but we literally, that's only the fruit of what's going on. We never deal with the root problem. It'll continue. It's just unfortunate it hit close to home, like it hit home with us and Stef'An. So we got a lot of work to do, and hopefully we can knock down some walls.
Is this a student that wants to talk?
This son.
This is my oldest son, BJ Edwards. He played travel ball with Stef'An and played one high school season with Stef'An.
So these are 3 alumni that all played with him. And this is his son.
No, these are former
Alumni.
These are all Florida Future kids, but they're former Lehigh students too.
Okay, so Florida Future isn't AAU. It's just
It is AA.
It is.
Yes, sir.
I think I've-
Speak with one of you?
But
I think I've seen pictures of him with that shirt. You guys have matching shirts?
What's your name?
Bernard Edwards, BJ Edwards.
BJ Edwards. So you know Stef'An? I know it sounds silly, but how are you doing? What was your reaction when you heard the news?
I was shocked. You wouldn't expect it because of the kid he was. He was never like getting in trouble. Just a great kid. I got to call it like 3 in the morning. It's just like a heart drop. And like 30 minutes, an hour later, I had told him he died. I couldn't stop crying. He was so close to me. It's tough. But
How old are you?
I'm 20. I'm in college.
What's it like dealing with such a loss at such a young age?
This is probably the toughest thing I've had to deal with because I've never lost anybody so close to me. I've known him since I was like in 5th grade, growing up, basketball, AAU, and then he came here and I was a senior, play the season with us, with all of us. We loved him, man. It's rough. You never expect it. He's such a good kid.
What kind of player was he?
Great player. Even better person though. His character was always goofy, always want to laugh and make jokes. It's crazy.
Can you tell us a little bit about him? Like, what made him so special to you and his team? I mean, everyone keeps saying he was the glue. What about him is so special?
He was when we down, he was just like the person like always make a joke to get us back. Even when we were seniors and we were playing, he had just like such a mature attitude. It was like even when we were down on each other, he brought us up. And it was crazy that he had that at such a young age, but he did, and he stuck with him as he grew up. I'm sure the other boys can tell you the same thing. He's just an incredible kid.
If he was here right now, if he was around and saw all of this, what would he say?
I think he'd be proud. I think he's blessed to see what kind of legacy he's leaving behind. All this love he's getting, all the people they're supporting. People don't have to be here. They're here because they want to be here, and they're here because of how he treated people and the impact it had.
BJ, what do you have to say about the fact that, I mean, here's a hard-working friend of yours, right? He just comes back from a travel game. It's summer. There's not a whole lot of things that people can do, and he goes out and tries to do something fun. And then what do you have to say about the violence?
And the violence is just, it's getting out of hand here. And it's been like that for past few months now. And it hits harder now that it's from somebody we know, but it's been going on for a while, and it just has to stop. It sucks that he's so close to us. Not that we can really see it, but it has to. Somebody has to do something.
How does this affect you in a very deeper level? That Stef'An did everything right, was there at a team night, and yet he was still killed. I mean, what sense does it give you?
I'm shaking. I'm shocked. I'm just lost for words, man. It's like I don't even want to go out anymore. We stopped going out a long time ago just because of that. I kind of keep my little brother's a teammate now. I kind of keep him in the house because I don't want him to. I don't want to get that call, man. It sucks that we got it this time, and he's like a little brother to me as well. So it's tough. Man.
Do you happen to know the other 14-year-old who passed away?
No, sir.
So you're very well spoken.
You're in college, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where?
Nova Southeastern University.
You play
Yes,
on the
sir.
team?
Yes, sir.
What position?
Point guard as well.
Point guard.
Okay, we're done. Thank you so
Okay.
much for coming today, and thank you for
Thank you,
your comments.
Principal.
Thank you. The gentlemen are gonna take you back up front too. Of course you can.